Hi friends, welcome back or welcome if you are new. My name is Mali. Welcome to September. Welcome to the start of the cozy season. Today we're going to be getting into the fall spirit, very heavy into the spirit because it is currently at least 86 degrees outside. However, that doesn't matter because today fall starts for me here in a tropical island. I'm just so eager to get cozy, to start on my fall TBR. So I am literally ignoring the weather right now. It is officially fall for me. September 10 is fall. This morning I did start The Raven Boys. I did recently talk about this book in my autumn TBR video, and I said that this was going to be the book to kickstart the fall season for me, and I am nothing if not a woman of my word. So I did pick this up this morning and already the vibes are there. I love this book so much. But you know what's absolutely crazy is that I went on Goodreads to log in my reread. I have only rated this book 3 stars, maybe 3.75. And I read this book at least twice. To only have rated it a 3 star, that sounds really wrong. After my current reread, I will definitely get that fixed because it just doesn't make sense how this book has stayed in my mind so long. Like, it's such a nostalgic book for me, and it's a book that I think about all the time. Every fall season I'm like, damn, it's the perfect weather to start The Raven Boys. You know what I mean? So like a book to stay with me for this long, for years. First time I read this, I was a teen. I'm currently on chapter 3, which makes me about 40 pages into The Raven Boys. Freaking loving this so far. I'm just so happy to be back into this world. I also will be finishing this series finally because I've never read the 4th book. I don't remember what happens after book 1. So I'm excited to read the series. It feels like I'm going to be reading it for the first time. Honestly, it's such a joy. It's a YA series that follows Blue Sargent. She is the daughter of clairvoyants and psychics in her family. She is the only one in her family who doesn't have these powers herself. However, she is kind of like a energy field for psychics and for ghosts. And being from a family of psychics does mean that she has had her future foretold to her. And that is that she will kill her first love with a kiss. It literally sounds so cringe when I say this. Like, it really just sounds ugh. Like, it doesn't sound like something I would read, but it's just so filled with, like, you have tarot cards, you have psychic readings. The vibe of this book is just so good because Blue gets into the circle of these boys that go to this very private school in her town, which also the town really amplifies the setting of this book. Is she knows that she is entangled with one of the boys in that group, with Gangsy. Gangsy is in Virginia for his own personal reasons. He is currently searching for a dead king, I think it was. I don't know if it says it here on the thing, on the blurb. Oops, maybe it's a spoiler-ish. But not really, because this king is kind of mentioned in the first couple of pages. But anyways, Gangxi is in tune with the world of ghosts, mystics, psychics, and he is currently looking for this dead king. He's in Virginia because all the clues have led to that place. Blue joins the Gangxi team. Blue is also now in search of the king, and it's just it's so good. I do love a touch of magical realism. I do love the touch of the supernatural in my books. I just love the idea of magic being all around us. Just such a perfectly like autumn October read, which is funny because this book is set in April, and I urge you to pick this up if you somehow haven't already. It really is so good. For me to like literally rave about a YA book, YA series, it's worth it. So that's the Raven Boys. I'm literally so excited to get on with the rest of the series. We are gonna be ringing in September, ringing in the cozier months in this vlog. I don't know if I will take you guys along for the entire week, but definitely for a couple of days. In this video, I do have planned to decorate my apartment for fall. Maybe get a coffee, like a fall coffee. I think that would be really fun. Maybe go for a coffee shop date. I haven't really been to a coffee shop date in a hot minute. I've been with like my boyfriend and with friends, but like on my own, I really haven't been, and I would love to do that. As for decorating, it's not gonna be anything crazy, but I did want to show you guys some little details that I got for the apartment. Just some cozy, homey details. For example, I did get these candles. I had the idea of putting them up everywhere in the apartment, but also especially my bookshelves. I do want to decorate my shelves for fall. There are some like spring details that I don't think should be on anymore. I also have some new pillows for my couch. These are just the pillowcases. I did have to order the pillows separately because I thought that these came with the pillows, but they didn't. So I thought we could put the pillowcases and revamp my couch a little bit. Always wanted to get rid of the pillows that it comes with. Later today, actually, I have a handyman coming in because he's gonna be helping me put up some curtain rods in my apartment. I don't know anything about tools. I'm not a DIY girly that way. I did get some professional help. I do have some curtains for the kitchen window. I have to get curtains for my bedroom and the living room because I thought that I could use the curtains that I had in my room at my mom's house, but when I went to clean the curtains, they were just stained and they didn't come off. So over feeling exposed in my own apartment, especially at night with the lights on, I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. So that's my little plan to this video. I just want cozy fall mornings, cozy fall evenings, and bring you guys along for the ride, read my cozy little fall book. This is a very long intro, but let's decorate my apartment. Let's put up these candles. Hi friends, it is much later in the day. As you guys can see from the dwindling sun, I did spend the majority of my day talking with my friend. I came over to my apartment and just hanged out in the couch and talked and played with the kitties. It was really nice, but I obviously didn't get much reading done. I was planning on finishing Flashlight by Susan Choi, which I am reading for another vlog that I'm filming at the same time as this one. I'm basically reading some of the books that were featured in the Booker long list. I'm basically just reading the books that I own off the long list, which is exactly 3 books, which is perfect because that's the amount of books I read per vlog anyways. I wanted to finish Flashlight before I fully delved into the Raven Boys. However, I haven't done so yet just because I've been so chatty with my friend. I do want to go to a coffee shop, like I said earlier today. I was kind of iffy about going to a coffee shop because I was just at a coffee shop today with my friend. However, we were just chatting and we didn't really read. I didn't read anything, and I would really like to go to a coffee shop at night. I think it is such a vibe. The coffee shop at night brings fall vibes to me just because I can wear a sweater, I can have a hot drink. It's just so cozy. Something about being at a coffee shop at night is just so cozy. I will be bringing Flashlight and I will be bringing the Raven Boys. Hopefully, I can finish this and then get a couple more pages of the Raven Boys. Oh, about the curtains, I had the handyman come over today. He's also going to be the one building my catio in my balcony. We were looking at the curtain rods, we were looking at the catio balcony project, and we basically decided to do everything one day next weekend, basically. So curtains are not coming up today, which is a little bit sad because I was really excited to put up the curtain in my kitchen, but it's fine because I literally don't even have curtains for my bedroom. So this way I have a little more time to like pick out my perfect curtain. I think that's all of my updates. Like I said, I want to go to a coffee shop and like bask in the fall little vibes, wear a sweater. I'm literally so excited to wear a sweater. I haven't worn a sweater in forever. And then come home, have another cozy evening.
Summer is ended, the leaves are turning brown. Red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down. Now, I'm not ready, not just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon.
I've just finished my dinner of the roast potatoes that I made, and I give it a 6 out of 10, probably a 5 out of 10, honestly. I actually undercooked my potatoes. I'm very sad about that fact. Basically, what happened is that I went to check the tenderness of the potatoes with a knife instead of a fork. Sometimes I have really dumb moments, and this was one of them. But it's fine. I did want to come on here and make a cutie little autumnal bucket list. I do have some things I'll love to do during the next couple of months as try to get them checked off every vlog or so. I'm just gonna jot them down on my journal here that I haven't touched since literally the beginning of the year. I'm just gonna do a simple bullet list. I'm not gonna make any fancy because I think the reason why I never write on my journal is because I'm so preoccupied with making it perfect and comparing myself to like these perfect junk journal spreads, and I'm just not that type of girl. So the first thing on my bucket list is to make a soup. I really want to get into soups this year. A good hearty soup I haven't had in forever, and I would love to look for a recipe for such a soup, especially one that's creamy. I prefer creamy soups than broth soups. I'll love to get into the fall cooking instead of fall baking this year, just because honestly I'm not equipped to be baking in my apartment. I do have a gas stove and it has a gas oven. The temperature knob doesn't go higher than like 280 degrees Fahrenheit, which is so ridiculous to me because literally all of the recipes in the world call for at least 425 Fahrenheit. So in compromise, I'm just gonna make a lot of soups and maybe look for more fall recipes. I really don't know what else people cook besides like soups in autumn, but you guys let me know if you have any ideas of what else I could cook. The second thing in my bucket list is make a simmer pot. I would really love to bring autumnal scents. I was gonna say flavors, scents in my house. And I don't really want to like go out and buy a bunch of candles. Also, I'm really iffy about scents in my house just because of my cats. I don't really want to bring a candle that is toxic to them in the house. I will literally never forgive myself if something happened just because I want a fucking candle. I'm just gonna make a simmer pot. Those are quite pet safe. Third thing on my bucket list is to watch a cozy 90s or 2000s film. I want that cozy, magical vibe in my movies. And you guys, please let me know what other movies I could watch. I promise you that I haven't watched that many, which is kind of ridiculous because I am a film major. I just love some more fall media in my life, and I really haven't watched much besides like Gilmore Girls. I don't really watch films anymore. Honestly, it's a mix of like I don't make time for it and I also don't have time for it. So this fall season, I'll love to make time for cozy film. Next on my bucket list, I also love to go to a pumpkin patch this year. There actually is a pumpkin patch in Puerto Rico, which is so cool. I saw it last year and I never went, so this year I'll love to make it my mission to go. It's gonna be a little bit of a trip, so I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't go. It's a little bit farther away from me, maybe like 40-minute drive, but I think it'll be really fun to make it a day trip. Bring my boyfriend, maybe bring a friend, I don't know, one or the other. It's gonna be like a mission to pick pumpkins in this tropical heat, but they do have pumpkin ice cream, so you can get that. I've lost track of what number I am. I think this is number 5, but I also want to host a Friendsgiving. I just want to host point blank period. I love it so that I could cook something, but also they could bring whatever they want to share. Love to have board games and floor pillows. I'll love to have my little breakfast nook ready, but yeah, I'll just love to have a really casual hang and host it at my place. I always wanted to do this, and now that I have an apartment, I can have people over, and it's so much fun. It's just really silly, but I want to make a hot chocolate this year. I would love to make a good, proper hot chocolate with like dark chocolate and melted. Make my time to melt it. Latinos put a cheese in it and hot chocolate. Delicious. This one is a little bit similar to other ones, but I would love to host a movie night as well. I love to host one with some friends and or maybe even just have one by my own. Make a bunch of snacks and be cozy and just spend the night watching a movie. I lost track of which prompt I'm in, but this is probably number 8. I love to go on a walk on a forest. And forest is a very loose term here because there's no forests near me, at least. This is more of a botanical garden that there is near me. Maybe it's drizzling a little bit. I have an umbrella. I love those vibes. I actually do have a memory of doing this as a child with my parents. I remember it being quite of an adventure. I remember it being very woodsy. Like I forgot that I was in the middle of the city. It was so cool. I haven't been back there in forever, and so I'll love to take a little nature walk. Lastly, for now at least, if I have any more ideas, I'll definitely let you know. But I'd love to read a thriller book. I don't remember the last time I read a thriller. Maybe I've read like literary thrillers, but I love like a good old fashioned thriller, like a real thriller. I think Riley Sager is a really good author for this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I keep hearing his name pop up whenever people are talking about thriller books. Let me know if you guys recommend Riley Sager for me, or if you recommend any other thriller book, please let me know. I actually do have to tell you guys something, which I will talk about some other time because I'm still figuring this out, but I'm potentially getting into fantasy. And I'm not new to fantasy. I wouldn't say that I am, but I haven't read fantasy in a very long time. I'm very intrigued. I got a couple of fantasy books that I'm looking at. I got my eye on. So yeah, I'd love to get into some more genres this fall season. That's my fall bucket list. I'm gonna try to really get some pages read with the Raven Boys. Actually, no. I'm gonna finish Flashlight. I'm on page 416 out of 450. I cannot do the math off the top of my head. I'm there. I'm like 98% done with this book, and I've been stringing this along for 2 days now, and I just really want to finish it. So I'm gonna sit here and finish Flashlight, and then possibly go into the Raven Boys. I think that's all for me today. I'll definitely talk to you guys tomorrow in the mornings. This has been the perfect first day of fall. I'm so happy to keep getting into the season. Hi, friends. It has been a day and some hours since we last spoke. I am now on page 100 of The Raven Boys, and you guys know that I love this book It feels like coming home. I'm loving revisiting these characters, revisiting this world. I'm just so enchanted by the world of Henrietta. I'm having the time of my life going back to this. So literally every single update is gonna be more or less the same vein of me just gushing about this book and me going like, I love this book. I did want to bring you guys along for the day because I am gonna head out in a couple minutes to go get this gorgeous lamp that I got off Facebook Marketplace. This is my first Facebook Marketplace buy for the apartment. It's a Tiffany style lamp, so it's not a real one. I think that they are so gorgeous anyway, and I usually can't tell the difference. And actually, this find couldn't come at a better time because my cats broke my lamps. Like, I have no lamps in my apartment. I've been using my overheads lately, and I hate it. I literally can't hang out in my room because otherwise I'll need my overheads to see, and then that is not a vibe. So yeah, this find couldn't come at a better time. I'm so excited to see it in my space. And since it's gonna be a little trip to go get this lamp, the lady that's selling the lamp lives almost 30 minutes away from me. My friend Andrea, which you guys have met before here on this channel, she's coming with me. I also thought that we could check out this coffee shop that's nearby, and it's a coffee shop that I love. They have amazing fall flavors. The only thing though is that I don't know if their fall menu is out just yet. Hopefully it is. And then maybe, I can't promise you guys too much because I don't know how much free time my friend has today, but I was thinking of going to the library that's also quite near, seeing if I can find any of the books that are on my fantasy TBR. I have to talk to you guys about my fantasy TBR, but I'll do that later, maybe tonight when I get home from work. Something about fall is really steering me towards the direction of fantasy. So those are the plans for the day. I'm really, really excited. I hope everything goes to plan today. Let me go finish getting ready so I can pick up Andrea and we can go. Hi guys, I thought I will have a quick late night chat about my Kindle and some books that I'm eyeing right now. I know I recently did an autumn TBR, but I only talked about books that I had on my physical TBR. I'm gonna be talking about some books and a genre that's quite new to me. Updated my Kindle, I give it a little fall refresh. If you guys aren't new to my channel, you guys will remember this maybe. I did this last year. I'm pretty sure I did it on a video. I think it was one of my summer vlogs. I made this last year with a bunch of stickers that I bought off Redbubble and some stickers that I bought at a stationery store when I was in New York City. So it's just a bunch of stickers put against, literally I just used up a brown paper bag and that's literally the brown background. I got my Sony Angel. His name is Jazz, by the way, because Jazz is a type of red apple. That's my Kindle refresh for the fall. Then I also got some books that I'm really in the mood for right now, and it's a little bit out of brand because I'm really looking at fantasy books lately. I'm just really eager to read something dark, something moody, especially in the fantasy realm. And the book that put me in the mood was In the Veins of the Drowning, which was a dark fantasy with sirens. It was so good, and it had some romance elements in it. I liked it. I was giggling and I was kicking my feet. I was in the mood for it, so it was really, really fun. And I really like the magic in that world as well. I just love anything to do with mermaids, and the fact that it promised a fantasy with the darker sister of mermaids, Siren. I was really quite excited. I had a fun time with it. That put me in the mood to read more fantasy, like I said. And so I have a little bit of a TBR. On my Kindle, I have One Dark Window. I do currently have a Libby hole for this. I have literally 6 days left to read this book. I am intrigued by this. It promises like a dark magic type of world. I've forgotten the details at this point, but we don't have to get into it. And then I also have The Night Circus on my Libby holes. I don't know what to expect with this one. I don't know if I'm a circus fantasy type of girl. I don't even know if that's a subgenre of fantasy, but it seems to be because I also saw other books like Caraval recommended to me, which I might check out. Yeah, people promise that it's gonna give me what I want, which is just I want something dark, I want something moody, I want something gothic. On my fantasy TBR, I also have Vicious by V. Schwab. This one sounds quite interesting. I really like the sound of an anti-hero. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like V. Schwab. I think she's a great writer. I think she creates such magical worlds. I do like a V. Schwab book, I'm not gonna lie, and I have never read this one before. People kept also recommending to me T. Kingfisher books. Literally any T. Kingfisher should fit your criteria of a dark, moody, gothic fantasy. She seems to write a lot of like fairy tale retelling and make them even darker. I've actually read a T. Kingfisher before. I just don't remember the title of it, but I did pick a sorceress. Now I don't know how to say that word, but A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher sounded quite interesting to me, so I have that one on my fantasy TBR. And then last but not least, I also have Scythe on my TBR. This is a book that I also seen floating around for many years, and I've never had much of an inkling to pick it up except for now. It seems to be about a world where people literally have defied death, yet people long for death, and people train in order to become scythe, and they basically bring death to people. Like, this sounds like really morbid, and it sounds like it will fulfill my dark fantasy criteria. So yeah, that is my little fall TBR. If you guys have any other books that you think I might like, please let me know. I'm really new to the genre as it is right now. The fantasy genre has evolved so much in the past couple of years, with all the romanticy books. I love to like dip my toes in that as well and see what I like in the realm of romanticy, because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl. You know what I mean? I'm gonna now read a little bit more of the Raven Boys. I'm now currently on page 150. I forgot how good Maggie Stiefwater's writing is, because it really is not just the magic of the world, but also her own writing that really brings this world to life. It's so good, and it's so also magical. This is like my equivalent of cozy fantasy. Like, this is just so nostalgic, and I really just love it. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and read for a little bit. It's surprisingly like past midnight, and I'm like wired. Like, I have so much energy. It's gonna bite me in the ass tomorrow morning, that's for sure. But yeah, I just want to read. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and read with my lamp. By the way, guys, it's so pretty. Like, she's a little bit big. Like, she's actually quite big, but I don't care. I don't care. I love her so much. So I'm here to end up this vlog. I did finish The Ribbon Boys a couple days ago. You guys know that I love this book so much. And I literally said this throughout the entire vlog, so I'm sorry if it's repetitive, but I have literally nothing more to add to this conversation or to my already existing thoughts that I shared on this vlog. I just love this so, so much. It's just so nostalgic. The first time that I read this, it was 2017. I was 17, maybe 16. I don't know if I read it before or after my birthday, but I was such a different spot in my life back then. Not entirely all good and not entirely all bad, but it just brings me back. It just definitely does. And it brings me back to the very first time that I read this book. And I so love revisiting this book and falling back to this world. I love the character. There's so many funny moments as well. They just have me laughing. Like, I love the dynamics that all the characters have. They feel like a found family, and I love the found family trope, and it's just it's so freaking good, guys. I will be ordering the second book as soon as possible. I will be trying to read that book also in a vlog. This was the perfect book to read in the start of the cozy season. I'm so excited to be reading the rest of the series with you guys, and I'm so excited to be getting into the fall season. This vlog was one of my favorites I've ever done in a while, because it was just so cozy. I am so excited for the rest of the season. I hope you guys are too. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog, and I'll see you guys very, very soon with another cozy fall vlog.